and I regret my damn vote, okay? He promised America first, now he's sending billions to Israel while we're drowning back home. And
Sir, why are you so upset today?
I voted for him to protect America, and now he's throwing our money at other countries and dragging us into another war.
Sir?
I didn't vote for him to babysit the whole damn world. I voted for America first.
What's frustrating you the most today?
I voted for him to fix the economy. Now gas is $7 a gallon. S even. I could fry a burger with that.
What's been the biggest impact on your business?
He kicked out all the immigrants. Now I can't find anyone to work at my landscaping company. Americans want me to pay double just to trim a damn hedge.
If you voted for that orange man and you are now saying, this is not what I voted for, this is not what I voted for, this is quite literally exactly what you voted for. And if you truly did not think that this was going to happen by electing that man into office, then you are willingly uneducated and ignorant. And I suggest next time you think about voting in an election, you educate yourself other than watching Fox News. Yeah.
Yes, welcome back to Team Test Education. Thank you for tuning in. So kindly guys, I want us to continue watching this video of MAGAs. MAGAs are really crying out and are really regretting why they voted in Donald Trump. They are saying that Trump promises have failed terrible. So kindly guys, let's watch this video until the end, and then I will come back with more reaction.
What did you just say about Trump?
I said, Trump's a fucking liar. Inflation's going up. Gas prices hasn't really come down that much. Eggs, that's the funny one. The eggs. I'm mad, and I'm a mega man. Okay? I don't see anything he's done.
So is it safe to say that the illusion has faded?
I think it has, yes. You know, I was for him because, you know, everything he said, you know, he played right into my hands. He just told us everything we wanted to hear. That's what he did. I can't even stand to look at him because, you know, he's just he's a con. He's a flat ass, nothing but a fucking con. You know, they all, the right side, they say, oh yeah, the Biden side was so bad. Well, what's so good about the right side? He brags about doing something with our economy, but I haven't seen anything happen yet. I haven't seen anything happen yet. That big beautiful bill is going to add, they say $2.5 trillion. It's going to add about $4 trillion to the debt. The big beautiful bill. Oh, what a joke. Remember what happened in the 80s? With trickle-down economics, yeah. The filthy rich got richer, and us guys that worked for a living paid more taxes. I'm disappointed, for sure. I'm real disappointed.
I was a Trump supporter. I don't know how long I can keep doing this. I have a construction company, and not a fucking thing is getting done. This is what I get. This is what I fucking get. Nothing but white boys. It takes 4 days to do a one-day job. I might have fucked up.
Normally the people who regret their vote, yeah, you take them in, whatever, but this guy in particular, he didn't give a fuck until it affected him, and until it affected what? His money. This means that this man voted for families to be torn apart. And right now, he does not care about the families being torn apart. He pretty much, in his videos, I went through his page, his only issue is his pockets. He does not care about the living conditions that these migrants are being put in. He doesn't care about the families being torn apart. He doesn't care about lives being shattered. He literally just gives a fuck that his business is losing money because YT people don't work as hard as migrants. That is it. That's all. That's all he gives a fuck about. So yes, I hope your business fails. I hope you feel every single ounce of that vote. Because you didn't give a shit until it affected your pockets. And that's kind of one of the lowest things. Anyways, my name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow. You won't see my face again. Thank you. Goodbye.
I think the hardest part about all of this is that middle-aged, I didn't think I could get fooled again by politicians, not after W, which I voted for.
Sure you did. We're not surprised.
I voted for peace and independent parties.
No, you didn't.
Every election since then.
No, you didn't.
And I'm still processing the fact that I've part of the demographic that ushered this into power.
Yeah, thanks. Congratulations.
Now we're sending our kids to die in war again. Over nukes. Not weapons of mass destruction. That was never going to work. It's full-blown, maybe potentially nukes this time.
Yeah.
I hate myself.
Yeah, you should. Oh, you silly biatch. You knew exactly what you were voting for. And you don't sound like the typical podunk, lack of education MAGA type that we see. And you just admitted that you keep up with politics. And he literally has been saying what he was going to do for years. And you know about Project 2025. You voted with your racism and your hate. And now you're in that finding out phase, literally because you're worried about the kids around you that might be shipping out soon, or some of those that might be coming to your hometown. But guess what? There's many of us that we're not forgiving and forgetting you assholes, okay? So welcome to the fascism that you helped create. And you know that last part that you said? We feel the same way. We hate you assholes too, all right? But the rest of you, y'all have a good day now, okay?
How am I ignorant? Huh? I grew up in the church, Southern Baptist. I always said I was born and raised Republican. I sat in church and I listened to them teach us the way Jesus wanted us to live. He wanted us to love the immigrant like he was in his own land. He wanted us to love our neighbor no matter what they look like, who they love, who they worship. Love them. And I believe he said something about a rich man getting into heaven is like putting a camel through the eye of a needle, something like that. Don't, bear false witness. Trump lies every time he opens his mouth, and it's verified. But I guess what got me the most was watching my family and friends that I grew up with in church throw away all their morality behind a false God. Trump is their false God. He's their idol. So you can call me ignorant if you want to, but I'm not the one that ran me away from the church. God said, you will know them by their fruits, talking about false prophets and all this false doctrine. You'll know them by their fruits. What is Trump's fruits? He's an adulterer. He's an adjudicated rapist. He talks about women like they're dogs. And y'all just follow him no matter what. That you're in a cult. So, who's ignorant?
Listen to Trump supporter and Trump voter Candace Owens talk about how she's now embarrassed for her previous support of Donald Trump.
He's been a chronic disappointment, and I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen, and it is happening.
Donald Trump should be impeached and removed for this. All of his supporters should turn on him. It's the absolute betrayal of everything that he ran and campaigned on and everything that he stood for. Duran has done over and over again. But now we've pushed them to the point where they probably don't feel that they have the option not to respond. And Donald Trump telling him to come back to the negotiating table now is a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, what a impotent leader to be sitting there talking about coming back to the negotiating table. It's like sitting after Pearl Harbor and telling FDR, now's the time to go negotiate with the Japanese.
Right.
Negotiations are over now. The time for negotiations was before this. And so, yeah, Donald Trump looks, and man, I supported him this last year. I apologize for doing so. It was a bad calculation. At the time, it seemed like the right one. But he should be impeached and removed for this one. Wow. And not on some not on some ridiculous Nancy Pelosi. Of course, the Congress will never do it because they're all a bunch of, corrupt hacks.
This is the one thing they support. This is like
Donald Trump should be impeached and removed for this. All of his supporters should turn on him. It's the absolute betrayal of everything that he ran and campaigned on and everything that he stood for. And I will say, despite the fact that, Donald Trump supporters have been labeled like a cult following, and that certainly is true for a percentage of his supporters, he is going to lose his coalition over this.
I don't just speak for myself when I say there are a lot of us who simply will not go along with this. So it's just a devastating mistake. By the way, on top of that, he's also going to lose the deportation fight because of this. Because right now he needed all the political capital he could have to turn that, you know, you got a majority support for deportations, but the minority is very mobilized and they're out and they're protesting all around the country. He needed all of his political capital for that move. So here's what we got. The neocons win. More war abroad and, you know, bomb the world and invite the world. No matter who you vote for, you always get John McCain.
So y'all, after all these years of going on Fox News, right-wing podcasts, and all of that, Candace Owens now says she's embarrassed that she voted for Trump. Bitch, we've been embarrassed of you for a long time. So we understand the feeling of embarrassment. Because we've been embarrassed by you for years. You've been over here propping up these folks, using your voice to put down and talk about people who look like us to other people. And now you want to be embarrassed? You wasn't embarrassed when he did all the stuff he did the first time? You wasn't embarrassed then? Girl, if you don't get somewhere and sit your ass down somewhere and shut the hell up. 'Cause don't nobody care that you embarrassed. Don't nobody care. 'Cause we don't like you no way. So go back over there to them people that you was riding with. You know what I'm saying. Go over there with them. Maybe they'll care that you're embarrassed. 'Cause I know the hell we don't. If you... I want to say something, but I'm... Girl, bye.
I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but a lot of people are saying they're leaving MAGA now and they're angry at Trump. And I'm like, why all of a sudden they're talking about the Iran war and Trump getting involved? Some people are complaining that the groceries, you know, inflation, gas prices, the economy pretty much has not improved like Trump promised. Day one, he was going to lower everything, make all your dreams come true, all the bullshit. So a lot of people are realizing that the economy is not improving. I mean, I don't know what you MAGAs do when you go to the grocery store. You look the other way, pretend that the prices aren't going up for the most things, the most items. A few items have gone down, but not significantly where you can say, wow, I can really feel in my wallet that things are improving. So I guess the last straw for MAGA was the war. That Trump might be getting into a war and MAGA can handle it, can stand it, because they don't want another war. And Trump promised no wars. But you MAGAs were okay when he said, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs. Jimmy goes to school. 4 days later, he comes back with an operation and he's now Julie. All these lies, you guys were okay with it. So you're okay. I mean, you're leaving MAGA. You're abandoning Trump. You're mad at Trump. But you're still racist? You're still homophobic? Xenophobic? You're still enjoying seeing immigrants being deported, families separated, people crying on the streets because their family are being torn apart, and you guys are, that's what I voted for. So you're leaving MAGA with all that baggage, right? So you're not changing. You're the same. It's just because you're mad at Trump, right? You're not realizing, wow, I was in a cult. Wow, I can't believe that I had that perception against the LGBTQ. So you're not acting like that, right, MAGA? The thing was the war. Oh, and the grocery price is not going down, but the war did it, right? Everything else, you're going to take it with you. You're going to still be you. Yeah, no, that's not going to fly.
This is going to be somewhat of a leaving MAGA story. Hi, I'm Bailey. I'm a Blue Dot in Oklahoma, and I used to be a Trump supporter. Now, I wouldn't say that I was like MAGA in the sense that like I wore all the hats, the shirts, and flew the flags and all the things, but no, I did vote for Donald Trump twice. I voted for him in 2016 and I voted for him in 2020. Now, when I voted for him in 2016, that was the first time I ever voted. I was fully on the bandwagon and I was like full-blown conservative Christian. In 2020, when I voted for Donald Trump, I was actually deconstructing my faith, which plays a big part in why I voted for Donald Trump. My faith did. Because I was anti-abortion, I wanted conservative values. Even while I was deconstructing, I was still clinging on to a lot of ideals that conservative Christians tout. So I didn't really want to vote for Donald Trump in 2020, but it was one of those things that like I didn't like Biden and I didn't want to call myself a Democrat, even though I was starting to more align with the values of the Democratic Party. Actually more of like leftist ideals, not even just Democrat. And so what happened, right? Why did you vote for him twice and then now you're a full-blown leftist? So I went to college and that's not what you think it is. I didn't have liberal arts classes. I didn't have any professors that were liberals. If anything, I had more conservative professors, but I got a science degree. And in that science degree, I had to learn how to research. I had to learn how to cite my sources. I had to have deductive reasoning. I had to prove my point. I had to back it up with facts. And in doing that, I realized that my whole worldview was false. And again, in the meantime, I was deconstructing my faith. I was a Christian and I was no longer believing in the God I had believed in for 20 plus years. And that chokehold that religion had on me, once I got rid of that, I was more capable of having empathy. I was more capable of seeing the world outside of my own bubble. So in 2022, I voted for a Democrat. And I don't regret it. Unfortunately, that Democrat did lose. It was for state superintendent. Love you, Gina, if you're watching this. But yeah, now I'm a full-blown leftist. Like, I didn't really ever even have a Democrat phase. I went from being a conservative Christian to being what I thought was libertarian because I was like, both sides are bad. And then I just went full-blown to the left. And I'm happy to be where I'm at today. I love having empathy. I love caring for other people. I love fighting for the truth. I love fighting for justice. And yeah, so if you have any more questions about my story, please let me know and I'll tell you. I'm an open book.
Seeing so many more videos of people saying that they regret their vote for Donald Trump, while that's great, I really need to know, why did you vote for him in the first place? It was an open book test. The book was literally on fire. What made you say, like, yep, this is my guy? Was it the bankrupted casinos? The fraud university that he ran? Was it because he was found liable for SA-ing E. Jean Carroll? Or was it because he's a convicted felon with 34 charges? Oh wait, I know, it's because everybody else was lying but him. He's the only one that tells you the truth. Listen to how that sounds. It wasn't only just liberals who were trying to warn you, there were people from his own cabinet. General Mattis said that Trump is the first president that did not try to unite the country. John Kelly, his own chief of staff, said he is the most flawed person he has ever met. Bolton said he is unfit for office. Barr, his own former attorney general, said that he is detached from reality. Liz Cheney called him a threat to democracy. Not only that, her father, Dick Cheney, Mr. War Criminal Halliburton himself, said that there has never been a greater threat to the Republic than Donald J. Trump. You still voted for him. Why? Over a qualified woman who had a weird laugh, who they said slept her way to the top without zero proof, things without proof, but with the proof that Donald Trump is a racist, homophobic, transphobic rapist with ties to Epstein, who's never passed any real legislation, who still doesn't have a health care plan, and always plays the victim. That's who you voted for? Now he's literally trying to get us into World War III. Out of the Iran nuclear deal in 2018, not because it was a bad deal, but because Obama did it. Sitting on his Temu Twitter, live posting about bombings like it's some sort of reality show. That's not foreign policy. No wonder his fake university was sued. He treats everything like a scam, even war. About his first term, since you all who voted for him think he did something so great. The low gas prices during COVID that got you all warm and fuzzy? You mean when the world shut down, nobody was driving and demand tanked? That's not economic genius, that's a global crisis. Prices rising under Biden should surprise nobody. It was a direct result of Donald Trump gutting reserves and mishandling the pandemic. Trump blames everybody else for the mess that he's created. It's like lighting a match and setting your neighbor's house on fire and then blaming them for not having a fire extinguisher. You weren't lied to, you weren't tricked, you chose him over facts, you chose him over country, you chose him over character, you chose him over your neighbors, and now we are all here paying for it.
Look, they don't regret voting for Trump, and they never will. The only thing that they will ever regret is that Trump hurt them the same way he's hurting everyone else.
Welcome back. Hope you have watched a very powerful message and also crying from MAGA people. MAGA people are the one who voted in for Donald Trump. They're the one that Donald Trump made a lot of promise for them, but all have failed because he promised them for healthcare system, but healthcare system is not really working in United States. And let me see in comment section about the promises that Donald Trump made during his campaign and how many promises that yellow man has been implemented. So kindly guys, let me see in comment section about the promises that Donald Trump made to the people of United States. Because number one, he promised them a better healthcare system, but healthcare system is not really working well. It has failed the people. People are crying out because now going to hospital, you will just waste your time because that guy has not even built a hospital, and we all know that all world know that United States has the best medical facilities. In fact, United States were the one who were supporting all over the world because the USA were being sponsored by Donald Trump, but that guy has scrapped that USA. USA is not really working in United States. It has failed terrible. Another thing, he promised them a good economy, but now people are being affected by the economy of United States. People have really crying out economy is poor because of what? Because we know people who are running the economy of United States who are from the Black Africa, because Traore has made very hard life to Donald Trump to come in Africa and steal the resources from here. So that relationship between Africa and United States is completely out. So people now, economy is so expensive because now the commodities has rising up in terms of prices, because in terms of farmers are really crying out because of what? Because of the poor climate change. Trump has even fertilizers are so expensive. So we find that people now is crying because of that healthcare system, because of those farmers, also MAGAs, and a lot of farmers are the MAGA farmers. Those are the majority of them, and majority of the MAGAs voted for Donald Trump over 57%, and majority of those now MAGAs are the farmers. But Trump deporting the black people affecting the MAGA, so they have come out and really crying out for help because Trump has really killed the dream of them. They are even complaining that they didn't expect this to happen to them because promises made is that he made that they will protect them, but now protecting the MAGAs and worse people, there's nowhere. People now are just crying out and they now regretting why they voted him, and they didn't listen to with the black people, because the black people voted for the Democrats. And we have seen that guy say that he has now taken a lot of United States money to Iran. Why? Because Iran and Israel are now fighting, and Trump has taken money to go and sponsor the what? Sponsor Israel for fighting for Iran. So people now come out and saying that this man is using the resources of United, using the money in a bad way, because you cannot go and fund another country in fight another country. So that's war. Even Trump is the one who causing the Iran to fight for Israel. And I told you that now Shahidi Bolton said that Iran will strike back to United States, and that will be the World War III, and Trump will be the one who will be accountable for that war, because we know that United States is just a respected country. People love United States. Most of people went to United States maybe for vacation. Our families is living in United States, but in this government of that yellow man, it's really completely out of order. All crying, black people are crying, white people are crying, Latinos are crying, Asian are crying. So no friendly, there's no any friend with those government. And we have also seen now Iran is crying out, Africa is crying out, China is crying out, Jamaica is crying out. So that man is not a friend to any other countries. He's just a selfish. He's just killing the dream of going to United States, because now there's no admiration of going to United States, because that guy has cut a dream. As I finish, so you MAGA guys, next time just be keen. You voted in Donald Trump with the majority of you, but now you are crying out. And we, the black people, we voted in for Democrats, but we didn't win that election. Next time, let's elect a leader. Let's elect a leader who can lead with knowledge. But a leader who now bullying a lot of countries is not Ali. So kindly guys, for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share, and all credit goes to the owner of this content. Bye for now, and see you later.